What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Lucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Bradley, and I'm back with another AEW breakdowns, my all elite address. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff in the book. And we're gonna get into it. You know what? I always keep trying new things, so I'm gonna try something even new to see if this video uh can get shorter, maybe. Um, as much as I like doing long videos, I don't know how to really edit on a laptop. I have to find a thing on my laptop to do edits with, so I can mess around with it. So until then, and I might just have to get a new laptop because I kind of accidentally messed this one up, and I might need a powerful more laptop to help me with like my Pokemon streams that I want to do and my randomizers for Pokemon that I want to do. I want to get on that too. But that's for another time. Right now, we're going to talk about AEW, which in a nutshell, um, it was an okay show. I thought it was okay. There was some good matches in there. There were some questionable matches that I kind of main evented that I don't know why or think it should have main evented. Um, yeah, kind of weird. So I guess we start from the beginning. Chris Jericho, he was bigging up Jake Hager, who won his fight last week, and he bigging him up, say he's like perfect 3-0 record and stuff like that. MJF, of course, cuts him off and pretty much wants to let him know that he'll do anything to join in the circle and all that other stuff. And John Moxley, Chris Jericho was like, yeah, you tick all the boxes except for one. You're not aggressive enough. You don't have the killer instincts. He was like, you see this guy, big guy Hager, monster, two black eyes above eyes, still wins a fight, monster. Uh, he talks about Santana, killer instincts and stuff like that. He's like, me, that's all three of us. That's what we have. We have that killer instinct, and I don't think you do. So MJF was like, all right, I'll show it to you. And then, of course, Chris Jericho was on commentary. He was excellent on commentary all throughout the whole show. Um, this match between, it's crazy that the match with like the matchups they have in a circle. You have, of course, Santana Ortiz, who's a tag team. You had Jericho and Sammy, who was a good, that meshed well as a tag team. Jericho and Hager, who meshed well as a tag team. This combination between Sammy Guevara and Ortiz, I liked it. It's like when you have the New Day, and then you have the two smaller guys when Kofi and Woods when they would wrestle, it was like your smaller, fast paced type wrestlers. That one of the quick ones. That's what like Sammy Ortiz was. They're quick. Well, even though Ortiz is quick, he's still also like very like heavy hitter and stuff like that. Uh, this match was good. Unfortunately, like throughout like half the match was Ortiz getting like murdered by MJF and Wardlow, and then Sammy Guevara came out super babyface, and was like running wild on everybody. And then in the end, Matt Hardy dressed as Serpentico like threw a chair at Sammy Guevara, and this is the thing I don't like because I guess I'm just gonna talk about this now because I'll go over the pace. I don't even care. I'm going to talk about this now. So AEW has this problem with Inner Circle, which is the same problem they have with the Hurt Business. It seems like with one specific feud person, they're heels, but somehow with everybody else around the world, they're baby faces. Like with Hurt Business, they were these assholes. Well, but with Hurt Business, it was the opposite. Her business, they were assholes to like everybody around them who they do business. But with Retribution came around, they were like complete 180 babyface. It was like Sammy Guevara and Ortiz in this and Inner Circle in this matter was like they're complete baby faces, um, jumping all over the place, playing to the crowd, doing all that stuff. And then um, Matt Hardy comes out of the fray, like he gives him the finger. He gets the chair thrown at him. Matt Hardy comes to the fray, and then everybody forgets that Santana and Ortiz and Sammy were playing babyface. And then later on, Matt Hardy came out to do the thing with Private Party, and then Sammy Guevara gave him a twist of fate and started beating him up, and everybody started booing him like they just forgot that Matt Hardy threw a freaking chair at Sammy Guevara for no reason earlier. It was like, what are you guys? Are you baby faces or are you heels? So I guess when they do this match at Full Gear, whenever whoever wins, whatever happens to it, I think that might be Sammy Guevara, or the Inner Circle turning baby face. And I think with this match that MJF won because he threw the chair, he hit him with the Salt of the Earth with his Fujiwara armbar finisher. Ortiz tapped out, and then MJF beat him up, like beat up Chris Jericho, like attacked him and started. And then Hager and Santana came, to stop him, like threw him off, whatever. And then Jericho was like, "Oh, okay, okay." He started smiling and stuff like that. So my guess is that he's going to. It's hard because it's like MJF in the beginning said that he wanted to get ahead. He thinks that he should have his own. He should have a stable. And I don't think that I think it would be interesting what happened if MJF joined Inner Circle, but it's also like that doesn't include Wardlow. And I don't think MJF needs the Inner Circle, honestly. So I think it could be a thing where, and I said this last week, where MJF, they're fighting Chris Jericho is about to maybe beat MJF, and maybe a different tag team that's not Santana or Ortiz, maybe like who I don't know anybody, Hybrid Two or Miro and Kip Sabian, or maybe Private Party. I think some team is going to um, be on MJF's side, beat up Chris Jericho, help him lose, and then maybe they might gang up on him, gang up on Chris Jericho and beat up Inner Circle. And he pretty much was like, "What, you think I want to join your stupid Inner Circle? I don't need your stupid Inner Circle because I have my group. I have Wardlow. I have whoever tag team that that joins with him. We are outer square or something like that. I don't know. But I think that will be more effective. And then the two teams, facing against each other, I think that would be more effective than trying to have MJF try to join Inner Circle and be try to take him out. I think Inner Circle is great the way they are. I think it would be great if MJF has his own stable and they do their fighting stuff like that and do their feud that way. I think that'd be more effective. That'd be great. And it also would help like a tag team, any tag team or anybody that's around MJF and Chris Jericho for that matter is already it gets elevated. So it will help the tag team division think about more than just FTR and the Young Bucks. So that'd be great stuff. Um, Omega and Hangman Page, they both did interviews. Um, Kenny Omega is silly. He was Tony Schiavone was like bigging up his dog. He was like, "Oh, this is a nice dog, a nice place." He was like, "I got a confession. This isn't my dog. This ain't in my house. Corona. We're renovating and stuff like that." I think that was pretty funny. Kenny Omega was just pretty much talking about well, Tony Schiavone was like, it just seemed that it was obvious that when you two were on outer brackets that you two were gonna face each other, you and Hangman Page, and then Kenny Omega was like, really? Because I thought Wardlow, had him first round. I didn't think that he was gonna make it to the out the second gate. He was like, with me, he was like, look at me. He was like, you think I just had it easy? I had to adapt. You think normally what would happen in a situation where somebody couldn't compete, you know, what would happen in normal sports? He was Tony Schiavone say like you get a buy. He was like exactly, but I didn't want to buy. I wanted to fight the best of the best competition. So I had to do this going in blind too. So we both had a pretty tired road on our road. Um, and he was pretty much saying that he's the best when it comes to these type of being in your first ever tournament matches and stuff like that. It was like the result, when you look up Kenny Omega and we think of Hangman and Page, it's a no-brainer who's gonna win. Really cocky. And Hangman Page on his side was pretty much was like, he was drinking away with JR. He was like, oh, it looks, smell of it over here. It's kind of smells like bourbon. Doesn't sound like it's your first one. And he was pretty much talking about how good they were as a tag team. But this is Hangman's, second chance. He told everybody before that he was going to become the first ever AEW World Champion. And nobody believed in him except for Hangman Page. And he was like, and everybody was right. He was like, but if I do get this opportunity again, what would happen if you know, I face John Moxley and then I lose again? So he said that he is scared, he is nervous, but we'll see what happens. And in my opinion, I I think what everybody thinks is Kenny Omega. It has to be a Kenny Omega. 100% Kenny Omega fights Mox, the big rematch everybody wants to see. Kenny Omega gets the championship. Hangman Adam Page, get the wheels rolling, for like another year or whatever. When there's a big crowd, and Hangman, finally gets that title off of Omega. I kind of, in my mind, I kind of see like Kenny Omega's being this uber cocky heel, like he's being over. He's like, of course, I'm Kenny Omega, greatest wrestler in the world. I'm the best wrestler in the world right now. Kenny Omega, Adam Page, not even competition. I think the money would be to let it go out a little bit longer. I would say you have Hangman Page win. You get Hangman versus John Moxley, whatever next pay per view it is, and then Kenny Omega. You want him to fully turn heel. You get him that cleaner gimmick that he wants. Um, gets involved in a match. Costs Adam Page. John Moxley retains, but then Kenny Omega attacks John Moxley and Adam Page, and then now you got full heel Kenny Omega. You get a cleaner Kenny Omega, and then you get him to you get a triple threat match between the three of them, and then you get Kenny Omega, give him the title, get that off of him from he pins Adam Page, and then you get him maybe the Young Bucks. We'll get to in a second. Have them as the elite, the team elite. They have tag team titles down the line. Again, talk about that later. And then John Moxley, of course, could get his rematch, but like, hey, you didn't beat me. Congratulations, all of this stuff. And then they have their eventual, the big one-on-one blow off, and then Kenny Omega clean, or I mean, he doesn't have to be cleanly, but Kenny Omega beats John Moxley, top heel in the company, stuff like that, to officially, probably get John Moxley away from the world title picture, but I think you keep it on for like a couple more months. And then, oh yeah, he's going to be Eddie Kingston, by the way. And then you get top heel, and then you have Hangman Adam Page get his, pay his dues, maybe become TNT champion or something like that. And then by that time next year or something like that, third time's the charm. Kenny Omega, uh, Adam Page World Championship. Adam Page wins. That would be great stuff. Miro versus Trent. It was a match. I mean, it was actually pretty good. But they're fighting over a video game, so it's like, why do I even really care? Miro wins in a good match. Orange Cassidy was out there. John Silver like attacked him and stuff like that during commercial break. During like the little picture in picture. The ref kicked him out, and they were all like, "Why would you kick us out?" And then Miro scared everybody away. Miro versus Brody Lee thing during the down the line. Boy, that'd be good stuff. Um, Chuck Taylor and Kip Sabian were like they like fought before the commercial, and so they like went in the back somewhere to fight. Miro hit game over on Trent. This was like 70, like this was like 80% Miro and like 20% like Trent. Like the little fiery thing that he got was good stuff, but it was mostly Miro the whole time. He hit him with the game over, and then he locked it back in because he like knocked out Orange Cassidy, and then Chuck came in, beat him up, throw him out. Miro not happy, starts beating everybody up, and then Orange Cassidy from like the top dive in that segment. It was a good match. It was probably Miro's best match. I mean, he's had two other matches, but this is probably the best he's actually looked since he's been in AEW. There was one weird thing where I think Trent went to the top rope and like he slipped off. It looked like it hurt, like he like slipped off and he got kicked in the face. Oof, and then they put him in that move. Team Taz is there for whatever reason. He's mad that I guess nobody on Team Taz is on AEW. And then Ricky Starks gets on the mic and he's perfection. He's so good. He said, you look at you look at two guys. You got 1 + 1, and my math is right. Equals 2, right? So great. Yeah, I hope they're on full gear because they're great and they deserve to be on there. Private Party and Young Bucks. I mean, it was a good match, but you can never go wrong with the Young Bucks and Private Party match. It was pretty standard. It was really weird because it was like they were trying to really hype over the fact that Matt Jackson, like his ankle was injured, but they was still like in control or anything. It's like Private Party didn't have any killer instincts in a match. They wasn't going after his ankle or his leg or anything. They weren't being like aggressive. And I think this is why I think that FTR could probably win because of course if Matt is injured, like FTR is gonna go over that bad ankle like a bad habit, and I don't see, I just don't see the Young Bucks not at 100% beating FTR. I don't see it. Like maybe if they were 100% and they have this like fantastic match, which will probably still be fantastic, maybe I would see the Young Bucks winning. But like like if you're injured and you still come up with the win, and the feud hasn't even been all that fantastic. Yeah, man. But no, this match was good. They always recall the spots with the um with the surprise roll ups. They love that spot. Um, Orange Cassidy. Isaiah Cassidy normally does his when they do the silly string shot. I think it's called or something like that. When Orange Isaiah Cassidy does the jump up and then Mark Quinn catches him with the cutter. Um, he pulled him out the way, and Mark Quinn ended up doing it instead with no hands. He did the silver string on him. That was a cool spot. Um, but yeah, in the end, bad leg and all, uh, the double golden trigger, but I think they call it the BTE trigger. They hit him with that for the win. FTR cost attacks him at the end, and then they got the steel chair on the ankle. They're about to break his ankle, and then Hangman Page comes out and with an empty glass of bourbon, which he probably had like his fourth one at that time. He stops him, and then Kenny Omega, like a whole minute after, comes behind him, and then they stare down each other. They give each other they a respect, and then Hangman, they talk, they get each other, say, "Hey, don't turn your back on me," like, and then they say some other stuff. So yeah, this could also be a thing where I don't know. There's a lot of different things that can happen because also Hangman Page they can do say that they do it, but maybe Hangman Page can turn heel and help FTR win, and then maybe Bucks will never have a chance title shot again. Maybe Bucks do win and they help Kenny Omega beat Hangman Adam Page and they turn on Hangman Adam Page. A lot of different things that can work. So whatever they pull up on Full Gear, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Next up, the greatest face to face I've ever seen in my life. Fantastic. Eddie Kingston comes out, Tony Schiavone, and then John Moxley comes out. Um, Eddie Kingston tells Tony Schiavone to just get out, leave. They just face the just like this, and he was like, "You think this is the game? You think this is the game to me?" He was like, all I wanted was that right there, that gold pretty platinum. That's gonna be mine. I'm taking that from you at a full gear. He's like, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna bring it to my mother. I'm like, Mom. He's like this is why you don't have any kids. This is why you're not a mother-in-law. This is the reason why. Because this is what you do in the business. This is what you need in the business. And he was saying all that, which was great stuff. And he puts it down. John Moxley picks the mic up, and it's still in Eddie Kingston's hand. And he was just pretty much saying, he was like, man, I guess it's true what they say, man. There's no, you like pretty much you don't have any friends in the wrestling business. You don't have any friends. Like he thought that he was a friend. He thought that he was a brother. And he was pretty much saying that he had made a promise to his mom. Because like, don't you talk about my mom? He was like, don't bring her. It was like, yeah, your mother, Ruthie. I think called her Ruthie. Yeah, Ruthie. Yeah, I kept a promise to her. I said that I was always gonna take care of you, no matter what stupid thing that you always get yourself into. I would always take care of you. And I guess unfortunately I have to break that promise. Eddie Kingston was, very so dramatic. It was so good. Man, what I'm doing can't do with justice, man. You guys gotta have to watch that. It was so emotional, and he was pretty much saying that um, he was telling them that it was like, well, unfortunately for you, it was like he's like 18 years that you fought for this. And it was like, and you're gonna come to the realization that you're gonna be going against the best wrestler in the world, the AEW World Champion, and you're gonna realize that maybe you're not as good as you thought you were. And then he said that you're gonna have to go home and tell your mom a liar because you're not going to walk away with this championship. And then Eddie Kingston gets mad. He walks away. He's like this is real. This is real. It's like taking that. He's like, I don't care about them. You're gonna have to kill me. Kill me. I don't care. End me. And he walks away. And he said, at full gear, he's like, I will win. I'm not gonna say I quit. It was fantastic. That was they can talk forever. Just give them mics and just talk forever. Oh, it's so good. After that, Pac video, which was also fantastic. Uh, Pac has gone crazier than he normally is. He's pretty much saying that being in isolation, that he's he has nobody to play with. He said he's used to it because of the whole WWE thing when WWE wouldn't let him off his contract and he was gone for like 2 years off the wrestling map. Um, and I guess he'll be back, and I guess maybe he'll probably do a feud with um, Eddie Kingston, which will also be another good thing. Eddie Kingston versus Pac, and maybe Penta and Phoenix goes back with Pac, and then Eddie Kingston has Butcher and the Blade again, building up these these 6-man tags guys. Gives everybody something to do. Speaking of them, they beat up Dark Family, Nightmare Family, Dark Family Nightmare, QT Marshall, and Dustin. Sorry. And Ali was like, "Hey, here's your credit cards. They're maxed out." And then Butcher and Blade beat them up, and they're gonna have a match. Nyla Rose, I guess, faced off of Red Velvet. Um, Nyla Rose wins, and then she says something to. Then Vicky Guerrero, who's out there, says something to Brandy Rhodes, but Nyla Rose is there, so Brandy Rhodes doesn't do anything. Then Vicky Guerrero says something to Sheeta. I forget that they're having a match, and Nyla Rose hit the knee thing that Sheeta does to get the win. And Sheeta chokes Vicky Guerrero, and then her and Nyla Rose brawl. Yep. Um, then there's a Hangman video package with him and Omega, just their thing, the same thing they did with the Young Bucks and FTR, saying who's great and who's gonna win. Don Callis was on there. He said that Kenny Omega was gonna win. Nice. Shout out to Impact Wrestling. They're doing good stuff over there. And then Darby Allin, I think, ran over Cody Rhodes with a car. Call him Cody Rhodes now. He has his trademark thing. That's another thing for another time. And then next week they say that Penta versus Phoenix 2. And then, like I said, Natural Nightmares versus Butcher and Blade. And then Dark Order's Colt Cabanas, Alex Silver, and number 10 face off against Cody and Gun Club. Don't know why this match main evented. It should have been like somewhere in the middle or in the beginning. Any match that Young Bucks, Private Party, the Mox, uh, um, Kingston thing, even yeah, any of that could have main evented. The beginning of the match. What was the first match? Oh yeah, the whole Jericho thing, like that whole thing to set up with MJF, that could have main evented. Like any match could have main evented. I don't know why this main evented. Probably because it's Cody. This match was there. It was fine. Uh, yeah. Billy Gunn had a famouser. That's great. It's always great to see a famouser from Billy Gunn. So that was good stuff. Um, uh, Austin Gunn got a win on 10 after I think he hit like a. It was like a I forget the name of the move, but I think they called it like the the rolling gun or gun stun or revolver or something. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a hip toss, but it was like a fancy version of a hip toss. Which okay, that was it was a thing. And then Cody got on the mic, was talking about Darby Allin, saying that Darby doesn't think that the TNT management wanted him to wants him to be champion or the face of the company. And Cody was like, "That's not true." He was like, "I'm the one that brought you in here. I had to, they weren't sure about you, but I had to face you myself just to prove that you belonged here." It was like, hey, everybody wants you to be champion. Hey, if I wasn't champion, I'd want you to be champion. But you think you're the ace? I'm the ace. Tanahashi's the ace. Shout out to New Japan. And you're not gonna beat me or something like that. It's whatever. Uh, yeah, that's the way it ended. Yep. And I think Orange Cassidy beat up John Silver or something. I don't. It was whatever. I'm gonna give the show a B. It was fine, but it was just there. There was some really really good stuff like the Mox Eddie Kingston, that was fantastic. The stuff with MJF and Warlow and Jericho, the inner circle stuff, that was pretty good stuff. Um, the Young Bucks Orange Cassidy, of course, you can never go wrong with that match. But I mean, if you're injured, you should take advantage of that leg if they're injured. FTR is gonna murder them at Full Gear. That was good stuff. The women's division still trash. I'm sorry, but so Serena Deeb versus Allison Kay for the NWA World Championship, Women's Championship. That's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, it was a B. It was fine. It was good stuff, but there was just stuff that was. What that main event didn't need to be the main event. It could have been the beginning of the match. Whatever. But yeah, that was the show. What did you guys think? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one.